It was meant to be.
A formal introduction is in order. This is Technoblade, an old friend. He'll be tutoring you for a while, Wilbur.
We'll start at dawn.
What?
That's Techno for you.
Wilbur is cheating! We had a race around the willow. Loser had to do whatever the winner said. Last time I was the winner. And I had almost won this time, but Wilbur tripped me! But I got up very quick. You saw that, didn't you, Dad? Didn't you?
Yeah, I saw.
Mother has been taking more and more of her meals in her bedroom. Tommy hadn't noticed yet, but I did.
And this Techno fellow, he's a bit of an odd one, isn't he? Will he be training me too? Will I have to wake up at dawn like Wilbur?
Please don't remind me, Tommy.
It's not like you have any other plans. I'm sure you'll just be staying up reading again. I, for one, would love to be under the tutelage of Mr. Technoblade. Stupid as his name may be.
Sorry, little bud. Maybe we can find someone else for you. I'm sure the captain would be
But
willing
I want
to.
the blade!
As if you could even wake up early enough. You'll still be in bed by noon. I can see it now.
Tell you what, Tommy. If you can wake up with Wilbur, then you can watch him train with Techno.
Truly? Good night, then. Early to bed, early to the prize, as they always say.
Who says that? Here is this silence again. It seems like my relationship with Father is always better with Tommy around. Maybe that's because of his look. Sometimes when Father thought I couldn't see, Father would look at me with a bottomless grief, like he was mourning something already lost. Maybe because of studying warfare and politics, of staring up at the throne that would one day be mine, I'd forgotten how to be a son. It should be Tommy. Sunny Tommy, who managed to charm everyone he met, in spite of, or perhaps even because of, his loud disposition. Not me. Not when Father looked at me like that.
Wilbur,
Yes, Father?
do you want me to be there for you tomorrow?
I'm not a child.
Of course, but Technoblade is still a stranger to you.
Do you trust him?
Yes.
Then I trust him. Tommy was right. Technoblade was a pretty dumb name. It seems like I heard it somewhere, but I can't remember. Was he some sort of royalty, maybe? Some foreign prince or distant cousin that Father never bothered to tell me about? He looked not much older than me, now tasked at tutoring me at what? Father had not been forthcoming with that. Technoblade? Where is he going? Will he come back? Will he...
You're late.
What?
It's alright, son. Kings don't really need to know how to fight. That's what armies are for.
But you know how.
Well, that's different.
Different how?
Just different. I'll tell you when you're older.
Well, we're burning daylight here, little prince. Hurry up.
Sorry, but how did I...
Well?
Nothing. What are we, learning today?
Filza said you were crap at fencing.
That's one way of saying it. I'm a bit better with long-ranged weapons, if you were wondering.
I wasn't. Get into position. That's not correct.
I told you.
You could have withstood that if you were in the correct position.
You could have warned me.
Oh, is that how fight goes, your highness? Alright then, if it pleases you, I shall be striking your shoulder with the flat of my blade next.
What?
I even warned you that time, and I still knocked you over. Gods, you're pathetic.
This would go faster if you told me what's wrong with it.
This would go even faster if you didn't fumble your basics.
Shut up.
Strong demands. From a boy who can't even get his left foot placed properly.
See? That wasn't... Oh my god! What? What was that? You could have killed me this time!
I could have killed you multiple times since you first walked in here. Never let your guard down, your highness. Always assume the enemy is planning to strike.
What even is the point of this? The kingdom has been at peace for God knows how long. I don't need to risk my neck for a skill that doesn't even matter.
And what will you do when it does matter?
It never will.
But let's say it will. Let's say, hypothetically, that a foreign army attacks at this very moment. Your father isn't here to help. Nobody's here to help. It's just you. Do you just stand there and get torn apart by the mob? Will you run like a coward and leave your kingdom to the wolves?
That's not...
Or not even an army. Consider, if you will, just one very smart, very angry person, and they've got your brother. That's all it takes, you know, to kill a kingdom, a single person who knows your weak spots. So what you need to do is get rid of them. This kingdom is only impenetrable because Filza has long ago gotten rid of every vulnerability. So what happens when you take the throne?
That's not true. My father does have vulnerabilities. He has a mother, Tommy.
But he has the power to protect them, and you don't. That's the difference.
Fine, do your worst.
Wilby, you look like trash.
Tommy?
No, the boy's right, Phil. Wilby does look like trash.
Did it cry?
Almost.
Wicked.
Techno, maybe next time you can go easy a bit?
No. I told him not to hold back.
I doubt that.
No, really. I need this, father. It wasn't a lie. Of course, my legs felt like lead and some of my bones were definitely misplaced. But by the end of our 5-hour session, I'd learned where to strike to kill and where to strike to incapacitate, how to block attacks as much as deal them, and how to fight off stronger opponents, which, for me, would be all of them. That's what Technoblade said.
Let the boy bruise a little, Phil. It's good practice. Good distraction, too.
I don't want that.
You need that. It's very healthy.
It looks like a bunch of bugs, and I'm sure
There
it
is this
tastes the
look
same
again.
way too.
I saw that expression multiple times in the past 5 hours. Like I did something wrong. What? Do I have something on my face?
Yeah, defeat.
You're a very rude guest, you know.
You're a very weak prince.
I don't see what my physical prowess
Or lacking thereof.
has to do with you being such a pissy bastard.
Wilbur, cursing? In front of your baby brother? I taught you better manners than that.
I'm not a baby. And what does piss?
I think that's my cue to go.
To where?
None of your business, actually.
I think it is my business if you're living in my castle.
Try and stop me, then. That's what I thought.
Who is he really?
An old friend, I told you.
From when? He can't be that old of a friend. He's just a teenager. When did you meet him?
Why does it matter, Wilbur?
Because you look at him like you look at me, and I don't know what to make of that.
And how do I look at you, Will?
Like I disappoint you. Like I did something to hurt you, and you're sad I can't remember what. It doesn't matter. My other non-violent tutors are waiting. If you'll excuse me, Father. Tommy?
It's a long story, Wilbur, and not one you're ready to hear. Either of you. But one day I'll...
Sure. One day. Whenever that is. We carried on like that for months more. Every morning I would head down to the gardens where Technoblade would always be waiting. Even after the times he threatened to leave, and the times it looked like he was truly going to. Technoblade would walk me through my stances and correct them by demonstrating how exactly it could be turned against me. The tutor was never fully pleased, but eventually we made our way through the weapons in the chest and had to request for more to practice with. Spears and knives and axes. We never spoke beyond the usual instructions. And I never complained again when, a few weeks in, I almost disarmed Technoblade during a sparring session, before he inevitably knocked me over again. I almost got you!
Almost won't cut it on the battlefield. And I was going easy on you.
Yeah, right. Whatever helps you sleep at night.
I don't sleep.
I was still debating whether he'd been joking or not. Eventually, Tommy's jealousy outweighed his drowsiness, and he began to follow me to the training pavilion. Yawning all the way, he'd sit on the floor, shouting unhelpful advice and laughing.
Technoblade, will you train me alongside Wilbur?
Well, you do have similar skill levels.
Hey!
I want to be strong like you, and like Dad. Look at these Technoblade. They're pulsing with potential.
Little Prince, you are years away yet from needing to learn anything. Your brother's training so you don't have to. Understood?
How do you get Tommy not to kick and scream like he does when he doesn't get what he wants from me?
I don't kick and scream. I let out a manly whine.
Probably because he respects me and not you.
Is that true?
I'd respect you more if you weren't reading all the time.
Afterwards, we would eat breakfast together. Sometimes it would just be us three, going over the practice session. Technoblade with his dry corrections, and Tommy with his enthusiastic, albeit often inaccurate input. But often, Father would join us. And I would be lying if I said I didn't feel a bit validated whenever Technoblade praised, or as close as the man could get to praise, my improvements in front of my father. Mother had taken to waking late and took her breakfast in her room. Me and Tommy would visit her there, but she'd often be too tired to speak at all. Tommy tried to introduce Technoblade to her once, but...
She's sleeping now.
Probably for the best. I've been told I don't make great first impressions with mothers. Mostly because I met them after I just slaughtered their children.
Please, reserve the morbid jokes for after Tommy's gone to bed, Technoblade.
What does slaughtered mean?
I tickled them.
Oh.
To death.
Oh.
3 months in, Technoblade finally relented in letting me practice long-ranged weapons, which turned out not to be my forte after all. Tommy, listen. Please don't tell Father. It was an accident.
You just see your face. Oh god, this is too hilarious.
You know, if he tells Father that it means you're in trouble too...
I'm not scared of your father. Okay, that's getting annoying now. Stop. Tommy, stop. What's wrong with him? That usually works.
Welcome to the world of Big Brotherhood. We hope you enjoy your stay, but most likely you will suffer.
Tommy, that's very irritating what you're doing. Please quieten down. Oh, for the love of... What will it take for him to shut up? I'll do anything at this point.
Oh, gods. You're not supposed to say that, Techno. You're never supposed to say that.
What? What did I do?
You said you'll do anything?
Well, not anything per se. Okay, fine. One thing, and you'll shut up forever.
Then I want to braid your hair.
What?
What? You once got me to let you ride me like a pony across the castle, and you ask him to let you braid his hair. For a moment, all I could feel was a sudden, all-consuming affection. Not for anything in particular, for everything. What? Can't a man be glad that he's not getting tossed around for one morning?
Don't discredit my teaching skills like that. You've been getting tossed around less and less these days.
Was that meant to be a compliment?
None of my compliments will ever be meant. They will be passive-aggressive at best, openly hostile at worst.
We have to pry positive affirmation from your cold, dead hands, is that it?
Only way you'll earn it.
What did you mean, before, when you told Father our tutoring sessions were a distraction? A distraction from what?
Well, growing boy like you're meant to have hobbies beyond whatever you were doing before.
I read, and played music. That was a sufficient distraction, I think.
Not according to Filza.
Why do you talk like that, by the way? You call the king Filza, which I can excuse because you're, well, you. But Father also calls you an old friend, and I've asked Mother, because Father tells Mother everything, but she never heard of you before. And you tell me all these things about weapons and warfare. Far too much.
You're from a kingdom that has enjoyed peace for decades, Princeling. Beyond those walls, it's different. Knowing war young is not entirely uncommon. Kids just grow faster out there. They have to. Very mature, Your Highness.
You were being all sad again.
Oh, gods.
Dad used to braid Mama's hair all the time. Before she got tired. He taught me how.
Should I be worried?
Very. At least he doesn't have scissors this time.
Hold still.
Ow!
Sorry. Look, this is a gardenia. White always means something good. You should weed this flower very carefully, 'cause it's very fragile. Gardenia flowers basically mean elegance and fragility. Phlox is this little blue flower. Blue is a good and calm color, and phlox itself represents calmness and acceptance.
And this is Forget-Me-Not, a little flower that means memory and loyalty. Mama told me this flower exists in order to help people not forget their past, their family, and their home.
I could write a song about this, if I had my guitar with me today. Tomorrow. I'll write our song tomorrow.
There.
Tommy, that's actually good. Really good.
Huh. Decent.
I'm not done yet. This one's my favorite. Because it means friendship.
Are we friends, then?
Well, obviously.
Obviously.
Oh, hey, it's Dad and Mama.
Mother?
Well, go ahead then.
You must be Technoblade. I do apologize that it has taken us this long to be acquainted, though Phil has been telling me of all you have done for our Wilby.
It is a pleasure to meet you, Your Highness. Your sons have told me much about you.
And I trust all they've said is in my favor. Nothing about how sharp my tongue can be when I'm cranky.
Oh, I assure you, they painted you as nothing less than perfect. Although Philza might have said a thing or two about your rigid standards for tea.
I told you that in confidence, Techno.
Technoblade. That's a rather odd name.
I said the same thing.
I would feel too much like a traitor if I abandoned it now. After all these years with it, it is my one constant companion, more loyal than most.
Loyalty is a rather precious gift. I do hope, my boy, that you will find the people you can trust more than your own name. You deserve that and more for all you have done for my family.
Techno is blushing.
I am not.
Yes, you are. You so are.
Tommy, don't torture the poor child.
Will? You look 100 miles away.
I'm just remembering
Remembering what?
this. Mother's soft smile. Tommy's cheery laugh. Technoblade's half-hearted protests. Father's hand on my head. Everything. Nothing. Forget I said anything. Would you like to watch Techno and I spar?
I would be delighted to.
Wilbur! Wilbur, open the door! It's your mother. Move. Tommy.
Techno. Tell the boys I'm sorry. And tell Wilbur he will be a better king than I ever was.
No. This wasn't how it's supposed to go.
A lot of times this already happened.
He's gone? Father, he left?
Wilbur, I found the letter slipped under my door. And by the time I came here, it was too late. Your mother.
Also gone, but she was just here this morning. She watched us spar. She was smiling. She was alive, Technoblade. Techno. Go away! I thought I'd gotten rid of you! You said you were going to leave me alone!
Come back to me, Wilbur. Who do you hear?
You.
He was not for this stage.
And the voices.
I can help you.
No one can't.
Impossible.
Wilbur, look at me.
I can't.
Then listen to me. I can help you. Because I have voices too.
You do?
I do. So breathe with me until they go away. And we can figure out the next step together.
No one can't. No one.
Impossible.
To be. No one can. This was inevitable. Traitor. This was inevitable. Not alone.
I remembered, Father, he told me a story once when I was young. The first time the voices ever talked to me. He told me a story about an immortal god who was doomed to hear voices in his head forever. A blood god. Technoblade, you're a god.
Don't worry about that now. It doesn't matter.
But I don't remember how the story ended.
This story has no end.
Tell me how the story ends. Tell me you'll still be here when I close the book.
Wilbur, Okay, I'll be here.
Tossed around like paper in the wind, and I can't seem to fix one's eyes. Swore to myself not to pick sides. If you look inside my mind, you'll understand. The knocking in my head drove me insane, but keep on grinning and hide the pain. Torn down and bruised, don't make me choose. Take notes of people